I mean, the project came together by the very privileged opportunity of being asked by this family to interpret how they would live on this land. And that meant me asking from every member of the family, preparing a brief that outlined what they expected from the land now, 5 years' time, 10 years' time, and 25 years' time. Very privileged thing to be on the base of this moanga, which is a Maori word for mountain, extinct volcano, looking back over the Waitemata, back to the city on a 956 square metre site. We've got 395 square metres of home that is distributed across 6 levels, starting with the heritage quality associated with the Californian bungalow at the ground level, right up to the swimming pool at the top, which captures the sun all year round. And what we tried to do is compress as much as we could into this home by way of atmospheric richness, textural vitality, spatial contrast and contradiction. The home has just about everything you would expect from a property of this significance. Everything from architectural caves through to movie theatres to magical family spaces like the one we're sitting in at the moment, through to more den-like spaces that allow audio-visual activities, and then the ultimate audio-visual activity sort of experience by way of the theatre. The master bedroom sits within the quaintness of the heritage qualities of the Californian bungalow, and the children's bedrooms do an about turn and face the northern sun. The beds put their back to the obvious view, and the very privileged notion of having this upper level pavilion, which is perfect for any studio sort of activities or a home office environment. In light of the pandemic that we've all experienced in the last few years, having a space like that is fundamental now. It's almost an expectation that such a home would have a space like that. Its transparency is perfect for any type of home occupation. There are many aspects to this home that can let your wildest imagination fulfill. The whole idea was that the repurposed Californian bungalow that we had to sort of reinstate for heritage values was segregated from the upper level pavilions by these magnificently proportioned courtyards that, you know, dutifully respect the public and private realms of each of the pavilions. And it's a wee bit like Frank Gehry's Santa Monica home from 1983. It's the total sum of the architectural components that make the one. And it's the same for this home. We've got an existing Californian bungalow that we have to reference. How we climb up the mountain architecturally with the home, there are no rules. You know, this is very privileged architectural existence. The inspiration that any home like this, sitting on the edge of a dormant volcano, does require something really strong, and it's hard not to go past the sort of the Roman, sort of Latin expectations around firmitas, utilitas and venastus. Firmitas being, most importantly, the building must be robust and it must be durable. This home was built from the rocks that were pulled out of the ground. The volcanic rocks were used to actually build this building. You know, it fulfills that objective beautifully. Utilitas, which is the Latin word for it must serve its purpose. It's the utility and commodity of the home really does need to fulfill the family, or any family that were to live in it. And there are so many different moments and so many rich, varied contradictions and contrast to any daily routine that commodity is certainly fulfilled. And venastus, which is the Latin word for, you know, delight and beauty. It's really important that a home gives anyone that enters, whether it's the family or any visitor, a sense of delight and have their spirits lifted beyond their wildest imagination is a big part of architecture, from the landscaping through to the selection of the interior materials, through to the relationship between inside and outside. All these contrasts that we're after are forgotten if you don't construct a really strong framework. You know, from the moment you walk in the door and you see all the photographs and the magnificent generosity afforded at Aotea, which is the arrival point, you know, right from the journey up the western side of the site and popping into each pavilion, you know, that journey alone is magical. But it's pretty hard to beat getting to the top of the property, being at the pool level, watching the sun set over the city, Waitemata Harbour, and have it filter through the home is a pretty magical quality. There's also that lovely contrast and sort of contradiction to what people would expect to see, with what people might expect to be able to experience in a home like this. They are the nice bits that you can't describe. You've got to come and have a look at this home to see how extraordinary it really is. With a home of this quality and this calibre, it's important that the home is technologically advanced beyond your wildest imaginations. Having the capacity to control everything and anything remotely or from within the home, no matter what sort of scenario it may be, is really important. And the facilities and technology that are running through every aspect of this home is unparalleled in this country.